All right, guys, so now I am walking down the hall. This is at our second location site that was renovated. This classroom has not been really used like that because it's been completely renovated and empty from our expansion. So I just wanted to point out a view. I will point out the books that I said to have on the ledge. No matter what type of classroom setting, you can always fix a program up with books. But this is the overall view of the classroom. So this is our science area. Being as though we couldn't create that full 3D square, this is that designated space. We'll add obviously science things, but these is our science table, and we have our water table still with the same signs right there, right next to science. And then you'll also see some of the science materials outside of your sensory table. Okay. Then this is our block area. So this is our block center. All of our block toys are labeled. Okay. But this is that block center area. As they come in, we decided to put the manipulative area here. Why? Because you can use manipulatives also on the carpet, okay? So this is the manipulative area. This is our teacher board. And we wanted to try to do loud centers, which is our blocks, completely separated from the kitchen side, okay? So this is our manipulative area. Now look, this is another way to do 3D. I didn't have a shelf here, so I took this little like artsy area and created that space that they know this is the art area. So this is all of our art materials that's out and readily available for the children to use. And then last but not least, this is our pretend kitchen area that we have here. So we have a shelf over there, and this was a kitchen. So this is a brand new space, guys. And I want to be able to show you guys the layout from the long way, okay? So this is the upstairs classroom. As you can see, it's open. We use this carpet as well. This is our circle time board. We also have our home and school for when we get students in this classroom ready to rock and roll. We have our KWL chart that's very similar, that's still required in the classroom. And then we have different boards and things like that around. So I just really wanted to show you guys this layout. You can always put a shelf in. If I had another center that I was gonna put over here, I can always add another shelf right here to flip it to the back, okay? Guys, so I want to give you guys a quick tour in our September setup, so you can get pretty much a good overview. This is our licensing board, so when you walk in, there are unemployment things, some resources, but this is our primary licensing board. Our fire and safety is there, our walkthroughs, our emergency evacuation is there. You should always have menus that's visible for your parents because they should know what the children are eating, be able to take pictures and make adjustments. Here's a great copy of the information board. These are banners that we also got from Sparkle Box that's mentioned in our course that's there. So always have a parent information board, and then obviously the sign in and sign out sheet. The first thing I want to take a look at is going to be our block center. So as you can see, I previously stated that 3-corner, 1, 2, 3. Now, all of you may not be able to get the 3-corner in your actual program, but what I want you guys to see and notice here is that even though we have that 3-ring space, one of the things you want to incorporate is going to be children's mailbox. Like adding just features on. These are just things that are printed and laminated, but it's always great to add any level of visual into the actual classroom. We have tons and tons of cars here. And then these are those different type of blocks that we were talking about, our people. And the most important thing is that you see that it's labeled and that it's organized, right? So that's something, oh look, there's a mask down there. Something that you see, they got a mask. Something that you see is that it's labeled and it's organized, okay? Another thing I want to go into is the most important thing is going to be circle time. This is the circle time area, but it's also a mixed use space for the manipulatives, right? So this is our manipulative shelf, but we also use it for circle time. One of the things I want to point out about circle time that you can incorporate into your classrooms, the boards is super great and convenient. This is our home and school. So when we're doing circle time and we say, look who came to school today, Susie comes up and moves their pencil or apple and go from home over to school, okay? This is great for name recognition and it's really great to keep the children interactive. One of the things that I want to point out that you see on my shelves is books. So whether you have a lot of books, whether you don't have a lot of books, always add books to your shelves because it's a really great way to just, bring that literacy into the classroom. You always want to add birthday boards. That's great to really incorporate those birthdays and bring it in. And last but not least, a circle time board. So this is our circle time board where we're interactive. This is a brand new layout. I got this off of Amazon. But if you can't afford to purchase something as fancy as this, you can always use the letters and colors and shapes and numbers that are given to you in the course. This is our KWL chart, guys, and this is really one of my favorites because one of the things about the KWL chart is that this is that engagement. During that center time when we're doing bathrooms and journals, children are literally coming into their books. This one is probably not used, but children are literally coming into their actual books and they're doing writing based off the question of the day. So as you can see, our question of the day is, what are you scared of, right? This is our question of the day for yesterday. And our question of the day board is right there. So a great way to incorporate children to be able to answer those questions, they can either write it in here on the journal, or sometimes the teacher will simply take this sticky adhesive, pull it off, and record the children's answers. So it's what we know, what we want to know, and what we've learned. And this is a great way to show progress of a theme or a study throughout the actual month of that classroom. So all we did was literally take a white piece of paper, laminate it, and put the adhesives on the back. Okay? And you can use it with the dry erase and just wipe it off. The other thing that you'll see in our classroom that we have here is, so they had a picture for what the question of the day is what the front of our building look like. But you see we have our classroom jobs that's here. This is a really great thing to have. You just put pockets in here. These are made of like folders and you just put the sticks in there with their names on there once you guys are giving away those charts. But I want to highly point out, guys, our September songs are posted. Why? Because what if that teacher is not here for that day? Our circle time layout is posted so they know who does what when they come in, whether that teacher is conducting a circle time or not. You also see our look at our pictures. So this is where we put a lot of our artwork there. You will also see our questions, right? So every center has those same questions with those same labels that's being used in that center. Another great way is to have a library area. Our library area is mixed use. So obviously this is our bookshelf that Susie literally just messed up before I recorded this video. But this is our bookshelf. We always put children's pictures here. So these are our all about me's. But as the children begin to bring in their photos, we are going to be adding their pictures into the classroom. Okay. Another thing I want to point out is our science area. So science sometimes is not the most funnest center, but this is the science board. All of these things here are from Sparklebox. And these are all of our different science materials, as you can see here, that we added to our center. And we most recently added a fish in our learning center. We use this during our diversity time. Okay. Another thing I want to point out is they decided to incorporate apples, but we switched this board out. So you see books. You see a book on food. You see a book on vegetables. Why? Because this is our kitchen area, right? So you should always add books to your shelves exactly about what it is you're talking about. And then this is our daily classroom schedule, and this is our question of the day. The last thing that I want to point out in this classroom is going to be our behavior chart, which is very simple. It is the good, think twice, make better choices. All they're doing is taking the names and moving them up and down the chart, okay? And then last but not least, this is our teacher board. This is the most organized that you're going to see it. But you should always have your emergency numbers, what your weather is, your master list, taking ratios for your building, and then all of your important documents. So we have our emergency contacts for whom to be released, so we don't got to go off the floor. Verbal release if someone calls. Incident reports if an incident takes place. Medication logs. ABC chart, and then our cubby alerts for who needs immediate things in their cubby. Okay, so that's some of the things that I really wanted to point out. I do want to take you guys in our science area just to also show you some of the hands-on things. Here's our water table that you see here, and then these are also like real life chips and things like that. And most importantly, you will actively see our board, which is there. Hold on. Our board, which is there. And this is going to be our Monday through Friday. So these are the pocket charts. So when I say lesson plans are ready, that is exactly what it is that you should have your lesson plans ready. Now we're going to take a look at the bathroom. I just want to bring you in, guys, really quickly in the bathrooms. I just have something very simple here on the wall. But the most important thing I want to point out is these numbers. So this is going to be our 1 through 6 numbers that you guys see on how they actually wash their hands. And then our songs that we encourage them to sing, which is a part of the accreditation. And then making sure that they know the staff and the children when to wash their hands.